The Bermuda Triangle Mystery C-119 Flying Boxcar 1965. In the eerie waters of the Atlantic Ocean lies a region shrouded in mystery, often referred to as the Bermuda Triangle. Among the countless tales of inexplicable disappearances, one stands out: the vanishing of the U.S. Air Force C-119 Flying Boxcar in 1965. This is the story of a routine flight that took a terrifying turn, slipping into the unknown. It was a warm day in June when the twin-engine C-119, loaded with supplies and a crew of 5, departed from Homestead Air Force Base in Florida. Their mission was a standard supply run, a flight they had completed many times before. The sky was clear, the sea calm, and no one expected anything out of the ordinary. As the flying boxcar soared through the blue expanse, the crew joked and laughed, unaware that they were approaching the edges of the Bermuda Triangle, a place where compasses spun wildly and communication often mysteriously ceased. The aircraft was on schedule, and all systems seemed to be functioning perfectly until the radio crackled with a message that would be their last known transmission. "Homestead, we have a strange anomaly," came the voice of the pilot, his tone filled with confusion. The radio then fell silent. Attempts to re-establish contact failed, and moments later the radar operator at the base watched in disbelief as the blip representing the C-119 vanished from the screen. Rescue teams were scrambled immediately. Helicopters and search aircraft combed the area for days, scouring thousands of square miles of ocean. They found nothing: no debris, no sign of the crew, and not even an oil slick to suggest a crash. It was as if the flying boxcar had been swallowed whole by the ocean, or perhaps pulled into another dimension. Speculation ran wild. Theories ranged from sudden, violent weather changes to magnetic anomalies or even alien abduction. Yet no conclusive evidence ever emerged. The case of the C-119 became one of the Bermuda Triangle's most enduring mysteries, a haunting reminder that some secrets of the deep may never be unraveled. The Bermuda Triangle Mystery: the disappearance of C-119 Flying Boxcar 1965. In the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, there lies a region notorious for mysteries that have confounded the world for decades: the Bermuda Triangle. Encompassing an area between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this enigmatic part of the sea has claimed countless ships and aircraft, all leaving behind only whispers of speculation. One of the most haunting tales to emerge from these waters is the story of the C-119 Flying Boxcar, a U.S. Air Force transport aircraft that vanished in 1965, never to be seen again. June 5, 1965, the flight begins. It was June 5, 1965, a warm and bright day in Florida. The C-119 Flying Boxcar sat on the tarmac at Homestead Air Force Base, engines rumbling as its final checks were completed. The aircraft was a workhorse of its time, a twin-boom, twin-engine transport plane known for its reliability and capability to haul both supplies and personnel across long distances. The mission was simple: a routine supply run carrying crucial equipment and a crew of 5 seasoned Air Force servicemen. The pilot, Captain James Wyatt, was a veteran aviator, calm under pressure and respected by his peers. Beside him, co-pilot Lieutenant Robert Franks reviewed the flight path and weather reports. The skies ahead were clear, with only minor patches of turbulence forecasted. In the cargo hold, the rest of the crew prepared for a smooth flight, securing their supplies and exchanging jokes, completely unaware of the ominous fate that awaited them. Clear for takeoff came the voice from air traffic control, and the flying boxcar roared down the runway, lifting into the bright blue sky. Into the triangle. The first hour of the flight was uneventful. The aircraft cruised smoothly at 10,000 feet, engines humming steadily. The crew chatted over the intercom, discussing mundane topics to pass the time. But as they approached the edges of the Bermuda Triangle, an area infamous for tales of unexplained disappearances and strange phenomena, the atmosphere in the cockpit grew tense. Captain Wyatt, though not a superstitious man, couldn't ignore the stories he had heard. "Any strange readings?" he asked, his voice calm but curious. Lieutenant Franks checked the instruments. "Everything's normal," he replied, but a hint of unease had crept into his voice. Suddenly, the plane's compass began to spin erratically. Wyatt frowned and tapped the instrument panel, but the compass continued its wild rotation, as if caught in some magnetic storm. The altimeter, too, wavered slightly, making it difficult to get an accurate read on their altitude. The last transmission. At Homestead Air Force Base, radar operators kept a close eye on the C-119's progress. The plane had just crossed into the Bermuda Triangle's notorious zone when the radio crackled with an urgent message. It was Captain Wyatt, his voice tight with confusion. "Homestead, we have a strange anomaly. Instruments acting up compass is useless. We may have to adjust course," he reported. The transmission was brief, but what came next was even more unsettling. In the background, the sound of static swelled, and then another voice, one that seemed distorted and unearthly, broke through. It was a garbled message, one that no one could ever decipher. The radio fell silent. Attempts to re-establish contact with the C-119 proved futile. The radar operator watched in disbelief as the aircraft's signal vanished from the screen, blinking out of existence as if it had been swallowed by the ocean itself. The search efforts. Panic spread through the command center at Homestead. Within minutes, rescue operations were initiated. Helicopters, search planes, and even naval vessels were dispatched, combing the area where the flying boxcar was last tracked. The search lasted for days, covering thousands of square miles of open ocean. The crews scoured the waters, eyes scanning for any trace of debris, an oil slick, or even life rafts that might have drifted from the downed plane. Yet the ocean was eerily silent. No wreckage, no bodies, not even a scrap of metal from the C-119 was found. It was as if the flying boxcar had simply dissolved into thin air. Theories and speculations. As days turned to weeks, the story captured headlines across the nation. Theories emerged, each more bizarre than the last. Some experts suggested a sudden, catastrophic mechanical failure or structural failure of the aircraft, though no evidence supported this claim. Others proposed that a freak storm had developed, pulling the plane down in a watery grave. However, the weather on that day was reported to be mostly clear, with only minor disturbances in the area. A more scientific explanation considered magnetic anomalies. The Bermuda Triangle is known for strange magnetic fields that can disrupt navigation systems. Could the C-119 have fallen victim to a powerful geomagnetic disturbance, causing the pilots to become disoriented and crash? Yet, without a trace of wreckage, this theory too left more questions than answers. Then, there were the more outlandish ideas, theories of alien abductions, interdimensional portals, and ancient sea monsters. Eyewitness reports from nearby ships even claimed they had seen strange lights hovering over the water around the time of the disappearance. Though often dismissed as fantasy, these accounts fueled the fascination with the Bermuda Triangle, a haunting legacy. The families of the crew were left with nothing but heartbreak and unanswered questions. Memorial services were held, but closure never came. The U.S. Air Force conducted an official investigation, concluding that the flying boxcar had likely crashed due to unknown circumstances, but the mystery remained. The case of the C-119 Flying Boxcar became one of the Bermuda Triangle's most chilling stories, a haunting reminder of the region's power to confound even the most advanced technology and experienced aviators. The aircraft's disappearance joined the ranks of other infamous cases, from Flight 19's loss in 1945 to the vanishing of the SS Marine Sulphur Queen in 1963. To this day, the fate of the C-119 remains unknown. The Bermuda Triangle holds its secrets tightly, a place where the laws of physics and reason seem to blur. And as long as it does, the legend of the flying boxcar, like so many before it, will continue to captivate and terrify those who dare to explore the Triangle's shadowy waters.